Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, welcome to episode 142 of the best bits of the Atom Radio Breakfast Show. Before we get into any of that, today is Saturday, the 17th of July, 2021, which means within 2 days it will be Freedom Day. Monday, the 19th of July, cannot come soon enough. Well, for me anyway, a lot of people are saying it's coming far too soon. However, there has been a bit of a slight turnaround. The irreversible roadmap has now been told that we could face reverses, as in restrictions later in the year, and the guidance issued basically says you don't have to do this by law, but you still have to do it. So it's not quite the day it could be, and it's not a bank holiday. On the way, Euro 2020 summing up, Rude Awakenings, followed by naps. They go together well, don't they? Unrecognised talents you may have, and scaremongering. All that and more in episode 142 of the Best Bits podcast. Here it comes. Enjoy.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Suppose I should extend some sympathy as well today. A lot of people built up a lot of hope and a lot of hype over yesterday and the fact that football was coming home, and then for it to fail on penalties. Do you know what? I wouldn't have minded so much. I'm not a massive football expert, but I wouldn't have minded so much, say, losing 2-1 within the 90 minutes or even 2-1 within extra time. Wouldn't have minded so much. But then it's just so cruel, isn't it? Penalty shots, just so cruel, because at the end of the day, a team game should be decided as a team. And I get that potentially every member of the team could take a penalty and therefore it would arguably be decided as a team. But I think a team game should be decided as a team. And I don't know, if I'm honest, like how you do away with penalties and that. But a team game to me should be decided as a team. And I don't know. I know that you've played 90 minutes plus another 30 minutes on top of that. I don't know what you do. But then penalties, I know there's skill involved in it, but there's also an awful lot of luck, and it's one-on-one. It's not a team decision by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. It's the rules of competition. Everybody knew it before we started, and it is what it is. But it is just disappointing as you wake up this Monday morning, only to find, if you went to bed early last night, only to find that, sadly, football did not come home.
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Morning, welcome to Tuesday, 16/2/7. This is Mark Denholm at breakfast on Atom Radio. Stone Age Europeans used makeup made of beeswax, animal fat and lead that they held in small bottles around their waist 6,000 years ago, hundreds of years before ancient Egyptian cosmetics. How on earth did anybody ever find that out? How? Fast music banned in gyms and treadmills are limited to 4 miles an hour under new rules in South Korea as well to combat COVID. You're basically just walking, aren't you? You're not even running, you're walking at 4 miles an hour.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Morning, Joe. My boyfriend thinks it's funny when he knows I've got a day off to ring me as he's in my favourites. Do not disturb does not work, and he does wake me up, and I find that very annoying. Do you know what? I'm gonna come clean now about something that I have done in the past, and I actually did it on the radio, and I can tell you now it does work. If you've got a smartphone or a smart speaker that's an Android-powered device, such as an Android phone or one of the Google speakers, if you say, "Okay Google, set an alarm for 4:30 a.m." then it did work. Did it on the radio. You got to turn down the music in the background when you do it, so I won't do it now because I don't want to do it to you. Done it once, was fun. I then got some somewhat angry messages the next day from people who had woken up at 4:30 thanks to their smart speaker or their Android phone waking them up in the morning. So yeah, I apologise for that. It was years ago now, but I apologise for that. The other thing I've done as well is I've set alarms and stuff like that in shops, on like iPads and iPhones and stuff like that. I did used to set alarms on those as well. So all a bit of fun. Thank you for your emails this morning.
Mark Denham.
Atom Radio, playing the music you want to hear. Morning and welcome to Wednesday, 14 to 7. Harry and Meghan's bombshell interview with Oprah is nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Hosted Non-Fiction Series. In other words, does that just mean it was all made up? Maybe.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
That is me, Mark Denham, loud, proud and standing out from the crowd. Don't miss out the last bit. It is the Wednesday morning breakfast show on Atom Radio, online, on mobile and on smart speaker. I hope you're well this hump day morning. And we say good morning to Richard Brown, Bachelor of Science with Honours. Do you know, I came up with a brilliant idea yesterday. He's got the letters BSc brackets HONS. Close brackets after his name because he's a clever man, right? I came up with a brilliant idea yesterday. I was going to have a couple of scones when I got, after I finished this show. I thought I'd have a couple of scones and I'll send a picture of him, two of the scones to him with just Richard Brown B and then the picture and see if he really works it out. And I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. I buttered my scones and ate them and then just had an empty plate. I thought, I can't really send him that. It doesn't work quite as well. But then, at the flip side of the day, Richard normally calls on his way home from work, and I fully admit this. Yesterday, a slight afternoon nap may have occurred and may have been actually happening at 6:01 when Richard Brown, Bachelor of Science with Honours, phoned. And then I get a message a couple of hours later, were you napping? And the answer is yes, I was. So, yeah, I didn't get to speak to young Richard yesterday. But I do apologise, Richard. I shall try my hardest to be awake this evening for your call. And that brings me on nicely to Dr. Karen Raj. Dr. Karen Raj is a social media star with 4 million TikTok followers. That's a bit like being Monopoly rich, to be fair. But anyway, Dr. Karen Raj is well known for brutally frank, myth-busting medical advice via videos on the TikTok platform. And one of his latest says that you must not nap after 4 p.m. What's he talking about? That happens for me every now and then, I must admit, napping after 4 p.m. In this TikTok, he says no naps after 4 p.m. And he also says that you must ditch your phone and avoid any screens for at least an hour before going to bed, possibly 2. What a boring man he sounds. Sorry, Karen, but I just thought I'd throw that out there anyway.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Back to your emails today. We're asking the strangest place that you have ever fallen asleep and ended up taking a nap. Howard Jones is on the way. Like to get to know you well. Sarah, morning to you. I fell asleep on a speed awareness course. Needless to say, I failed the course. Ended up having to pay for the speed awareness course, which, because I failed, I then had to take the penalty points and the fine as well. So it was a very, very expensive nap. I can imagine that, Sarah. Do you know what? I did mine online, right? I did one a couple of months ago and I did it online. And it's not the most exciting thing in the world. I can see how you managed to fall asleep. But yeah, that's a fairly expensive nap you took there, Sarah.
Mark Denham.
Today, I want to talk to you about you. Yesterday, I was helping a friend with their CV, and I was thinking, like, what shall I write in the profile bit? You know, where you write, like, you know, a little bit about yourself, just a short paragraph, a short sentence, or maybe a paragraph at most, a little bit about your key skills and that. And then that got me thinking, I should just put on my CV, I make amazing radio. I just thought that, you know, I should put that on there. I make amazing radio. Question to you today is, what's something you're really, really good at, but you just don't get told very often that you're really, really good at it? What is a hidden skill that you have? On air at atomradio.co.uk.
Mark Denham.
Atomradio.co.uk.
14 to 7, Mark Denholm on Atom Radio, playing the music you want to hear. In worrying news, we're told that 40% of COVID cases are now among the jabbed. Mind you, we were always told that they will still get COVID. They just hopefully won't get ill from it. So that, therefore, is not really worrying news, it's just scaremongering.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
If you still have a VHS player and you still have VHS tapes, check and see whether you have The Lion King on VHS. Because obviously nobody buys VHS anymore. The Lion King will forever hold the record for the best-selling VHS of all time.
atomradio.co.uk.
At the beginning of this podcast, I did speak about Freedom Day, which happens on the 19th of July 2021 in England. There are also easings of restrictions in Scotland and Wales as well that are slightly different. But in England, basically, nearly all of the restrictions are no longer governed by law. There is guidance. What Monday actually means is it becomes your choice what you do. Okay, so if you are someone who's not comfortable with Freedom Day, nothing says you have to take your mask off. Nothing says that you must stand within millimeters of people. You can continue to follow whatever you feel safe doing. So I know that Freedom Day is exciting for a lot of people. Freedom Day is scary for some people. Just remember, it's all optional as of Monday. If you want to keep wearing a mask, you keep wearing a mask. If you want to stay away from people and they get too close, just ask them if they don't mind stepping back. I know it's a scary time. The important thing is that you are safe. Anyway, thank you as always for checking out the podcast. Episode 142 is a wrap.
Atom Radio. Ooh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
Back on Atom Radio with Freedoms, Monday to Friday, 6 until 10, online, on mobile and on smart speaker. I would appreciate your company. I'll be there when you wake up.
Atom Radio.